Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for coming back to another broadcast over here at the LS Network. Now, you guys know over the holidays I've received a new PC. I've been working very hard on getting all my equipment set up and everything, and I'm running into a little bit of issue I've never had before. And that's where my video is a lot faster than my audio. I'm doing a screen capture and I'm recording my audio at the same time with my microphone. I'll show you guys a little bit. That's my microphone. I have the second monitor over here connected to the PC. I have everything hooked up. Last night I had audio with too fast a video. Today I'm able to get the video to slow down, but now I have no audio. So I'm really trying to figure out. I'm beating myself up against the wall here. But anyways, this is a story that I wanted to talk to you guys, for a few days now, and I haven't gotten to it. I wanted to wait until I could bring the better presentation out to you guys, and it just seems like it's going to take a little bit longer than what I anticipated. So we're just going to go ahead and go back old school like this, and we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on. And we've seen in the past here on the LS Network, we talked about North Korea. We've talked about defectors. Now, in interviews with these defectors, they've told us about life in North Korea, how bad it is. I even brought out on my LS Network Facebook page how North Korea, you can't even celebrate Christmas. They were banning Christians to celebrate Christmas, and if you was a Christian in North Korea, you would actually have to flee into the mountains for worship, and hope you don't get caught. If you get caught, I can only imagine what would happen. Maybe death penalty. We know that it's very cruel over there. Also, hard labor camps and all that. But the last defector that we know happened in November. If you guys remember, he was shot by his own military trying to cross into the South Korean border. He was shot more than 5 times, and he was in critical condition. They did surgery on him and found out that he had parasites inside of him, and they were determining that the way that they were growing a lot of their crops was with fecal matter, using that as a fertilizer base. So, that gave the guy a lot of parasites and illnesses. So there's, last week, guys, another defector left North Korea, another part of the military member. He's a low-ranking officer within the North Korean military. And this happened last Thursday. South Korea says it fired 20 rounds of warning shots at North Korean soldiers. A North Korean soldier defected to South Korea early on Thursday morning. There were no indications of bullets crossing the border in tense morning. Another North Korean soldier, Oh Chung-sung, 24, defected November 13th. That's the one that we just talked about that got shot more than 5 times. Was shot in the knee, arm, back, chest, and through his shoulder during the dash. Alright, so this is saying that there was another defector. He defected last Thursday. Most of this article is going to go into the past defector, but I want to bring this article out because there's another article that went with it. I read the other article first, and then clicked on this article, and this is the article that happened first, and then the next article, which we're going to talk about it with you guys here in a minute. A North Korean soldier defected South Korea by crossing the border in a thick fog, triggering gunfire from both sides this morning. The low-ranking soldier in his 20s was spotted by South Korean soldiers using surveillance equipment as he crossed the land border near Yeongchin and made his way to the guard post. There was no shots at the time, but about an hour later, South Korean troops fired 20 rounds from a K3 machine gun to warn off northern guards who approached the border, apparently looking for their comrade. 2 bursts of gunfire were later heard in the north, but were no indications of any bullets crossing the border. So we know that this new defector, he defected. There was no shots from the north at this individual. They got him safely, and then about an hour later, South Korea fired off bullets into North Korea to back the comrades, the search party. looking for this. So, you know, we see all these defections, all these individuals defecting from North Korea. And this other article I'm bringing up, it's coming from the Conservative Tribune. And they're asking a question here. And now that I read this, you know, I opened my mind up to the idea that it could very well be a possibility. That we could, if President Trump would just back off a little bit and let Kim just run his mouth. Again, you know, it's one of those things like, you know, he's running his mouth with threats of nuclear annihilation. Do we just sit back and let him do it, or do we actually go in there and do something? And there's a lot of people, you know, South Korea, Japan, China, you know, they're really worried what would happen if a nuclear war broke out in their region. We've heard most of the nations surrounding them don't want that to happen. Rex Tillerson's been on diplomatic solutions, and he promised that he's not going to stop until the first bomb drops. But this article coming from John Falkenberg with the Conservative Tribune, he's asking a question that, like I said, it could very well be a possibility. And it's changing border guard behavior means North Korea collapse could be closer than we think. Now, obviously, again, we know that they're not happy with the way life is in North Korea. And one would only wonder that, could there be a revolution about to happen within North Korea? Could they have their own civil war where its community rises up against the tyranny, the regime? And with all these soldiers, the soldiers, not just normal people. I mean, I know that there's normal people defecting, but now we're seeing soldiers of North Korea defecting as well. I brought out in one of the videos, you know, it could be the fact that maybe they're fearful for their own life, you know, because of a nuclear attack. They know that it very well could be very possible, and they just don't want no part of it. They don't agree with it. We know that the soldiers are starving, their families are starving. I mean, it's just really bad, dire situations on any spectrum over there. So, you know, this is coming up and asking about, you know, could we be seeing a collapse? And me, guys, personally, that could very well be possible. That's just my opinion. I really don't want to see us go into a nuclear annihilation war with any country. Especially innocent people would lose their lives. Women, men, children, elderly would lose their lives just because a couple head honchos with big nuts, you know, want to run their mouth. So at the time of the defection took place Thursday, according to the UK Daily Mail, that's the article I was just reading, the elite guards of dictator Kim Jong-un's regime did nothing. It did nothing. They just let him cross. And then an hour later, they sent a search party out looking for him. Kind of wonders that if maybe the last time where they shot and fired the defector from November. Again, shortly after that, we found out that North Korea has, Kim Jong-un's fired some of his top commanders. Wondering if that was all tied in. Wondering if the actual military did something wrong to help this situation. Could have easily escalated a war with South Korea. If any of the South Korean soldiers got shot, that could have been very bad as well. But anyways, this article is saying not a single shot was fired, and according to writer Don Saber, such mild reaction could be indicative of a major change ahead. Is North Korea about to collapse? Again, that's very well. I ask this because it seems like Kim Jong-un's most elite troops, the ones he placed along the border with South Korea, are no longer protecting that border, he continued. If people figure out that they will start walking south by the dozen, then hundreds, then thousands, just like we saw it that happened in 1989 when East Germans began crossing the Austro-Hungarian border for freedom unmolested. Again, I mean, there's a whole lot of speculations that this could very well be a possibility of what's going on, and I agree with it. Again, like I said, this article is just asking the question it's raising. With all the information and all the studying and reporting that we've done in the past and what I remember, it could very well be a possibility. I got to get going here, guys. I'm going to my parents' house. last leg for the holidays. I should be back tonight. I'm going to upload this video for you guys. I'll put the links in the description. You guys can click on it and read it for yourselves. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Alright? And stay tuned. I promise you guys I will be getting my PC up and running. Full scale. Screen captures. Music. We're going to go. Ellis Network, we're about to go big. Alright? Big. Alright, guys. Later.